little bit of training of the Sling program for the 2019 Regional Convention. We just wanted to walk through a couple of basic uses for Sling as it's used for the convention and how we've kind of adapted it to work. You will soon be receiving an invite to sling.is, or as you can see at the top of the screen, it says login.getsling.com. Many of you have been used last year in a similar capacity, so you probably have a username and password. Please wait until you receive an invite from Brother Barry Moore to log in, because a lot of this, it can create a little bit of confusion and stuff. So please wait till you have the actual login from him or the link to log in. When you do, you will use your old or previous email and password that you used last year if you were used in the same capacity. If you're new, you'll probably have to create an account, but you will still be directed to the 2019 Regional Convention on Sling. So you shouldn't have to do too much looking around. As far as your login goes, just like I'm going to here, we're going to log back in. I'm going to put in my username and password. In some cases, if you have it for other things like I do, we're going to click on the Kennewick Regional Convention. And now that we're logged in, this will get us into the desktop version of Sling. And for many, this is much easier to use. It's a little bit more robust. You can see things a little better than maybe on your phone or your tablet. So if you have a desktop at home, I encourage you to log in and use it. You're not going to mess anything up. Things that we're going to look at first are getting set up. So we just did that for the most part, logging in. Wait till you have your login link from Brother Moore. As you see here on the dashboard, there's a lot going on, but a lot of it we don't use. This is a secular app that's free that we've kind of adapted a little bit to use for the convention. One of the things that we want to make sure that you do really think about is talking to the brothers that are working with you and being as transparent as possible, and have them help you, you help them, however it works, because we need as many as we can to understand how the program works in order to really assist the friends as they get set up and signed in and used throughout the convention. Along the top here, we're going to open up to our dashboard. We have the schedule, tasks, messages, and news feed. We will use in one way or another all 5 of those things throughout the course of the convention. The very first thing that we want to look at, though, is the schedule. This is where everything really happens. This is why we use the program, is to simplify the scheduling process, because we do have well over 300 volunteers using this year. As you can see up on the top left, it starts out with full schedule. Now you can see the weeks that we're in. We're in March 28th to April 3rd. Obviously, inside for the convention, we're going to have nothing scheduled for that. So we're going to go ahead and click that drop-down menu and scroll over to July 19th, the week of the 18th through the 24th. Click on that. This is going to show us where some of the shifts have been set up. Now keep in mind, there will be hundreds of shifts. This is just a few, just for sample purposes, that have been set up for us today. What we want you friends to understand and you brothers to understand is this is what the friends see. What we have set up is that each section of the arena is color-coded. So for example, it says what it is. In pink or red, whatever you want to call it, it says arena level. That's the lower floor level, and that is one section. We want to keep friends signed up in that section throughout the course of all 3 days if they're working more than one shift. The concourse level, which is the upper corridor, is divided into 2 sections. A to M and purple and the Z. So any of those will work. And you can see the 0 to 1. That means that each one of these has one spot available to sign up for. So we'll kind of discuss that a little bit later. As we continue on, we see that the blue here, this is for brothers only. These are the boxes that are out for the sessions during the session. And those will need to be manned strictly by brothers. The green is the debit and credit card machines. That's a separate desk, so a separate oversight on that one. And those can be spread out throughout the arena, upstairs or on the main level. and that's going to typically be done by sisters. So you might want to be cautious about, scheduling some that are older that need to walk a long ways. That might not be the best fit, but you can decide how you want to do that. The substitute, the brown, we'll use that later as we kind of fill up some stuff for extras, for cancellations, so on and so forth. So what we want to do initially is see how we can sign somebody up or how we might help a friend sign up. So we're just going to click on it. It brings up a description, a little more specific as to what it is. We don't need to edit this shift. We don't need to cancel availability. We don't need to do any of that. We don't want to delete it. What we want to do here is we can actually click on this 3 dots and we want to hit apply for shift. That's how we would encourage friends to do it. Or if you have some friends that don't feel good about using the app, which we would encourage you to help them through it rather than do it for them, you can actually assign a shift. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and apply for that shift. So it knows who I am, Paul McNeil, and it has added that as somebody who wants to work that shift. Now, so that we can be clear and make sure that there aren't any mistakes, we make sure that we have to approve that. And what we're looking for, sorry about that, to approve is to make sure that a sister and or a brother is working in the proper area all 3 days and they don't bounce around too much. We'd like them to even work at the same desk if possible. So now I've applied. You can see that the 1 of 1 is filled now. Now, and I also have up on my top left a little 1 by my dashboard. That means I'm going to click back there, and it lets me know that I have applied for this. Because I have administrative rights, I can actually approve that shift. Now, if I go back now to the schedule and click on, unfortunately, we got to go to the dates again. It will show now that that shift is gone out of the available, as you can see on the top left, available shifts. And now that is actually going to be in my personal schedule for those dates. As you can see here on the bottom left, I can see it's assigned. Now I may see a little bit more than some of you might see just based on access rights, but this way you can see what we're looking at, what we're working with. But please get in here, look around, help some friends out. If you do get some that ask for, hey, I can't get on the app, I'm struggling with the app, I can't get online, I don't want to schedule myself, please go ahead and just ask them what shifts they'd like to work, select the shift, go down to the 3-dot menu, and then you can assign that shift. And inside here you search. Now we're going to be limited, but eventually all will be there. Now you can even see I'm not even available to work another shift at that same time. So it'll prevent you from double booking people. But let's just say that we want to assign Barry to work that shift. I can click on that box, assign to selected, and boom, he's now assigned to work and he never even logged on. Now if the friends call up and say, oh, I can't work that shift, that's fine. What they can actually do, and let's say I've done that, I'm going to click on that shift, or you can, click on that 3 dots, and I can now offer this shift. The offer the shift means it's still assigned to me to be responsible for, but it will now put it back into the pool to use the shifts. And I can offer it to individuals, which we don't really want to do. I can also just make that shift available. And so now it's back up in the available shifts, but it's still got my name on it because I was the one who was originally responsible for it. That's okay. Somebody else will pick it up. So we can kind of see there's a lot we can do, but it's quite simple. The next thing we want to discuss in this little tutorial is our messages and news feeds. So in our messages, this is what we really want you to be looking at. This is some of the stuff that was there from last year. We'll set up some messages for this year. This is so that we can directly communicate with everybody using the app. And there may be specific messages just for the captains, the overseers, and assistants, those that substitute, just captains, you name it, there could be anything. So if you're going to want to make sure you're checking that and make sure your notifications is turned on your phone. If you're using your phone, use it on your desktop. Is very nice. We will not be using a regular text message throughout the course of the convention. Also in the news feed, this is another great way for us to be able to share information to the whole group or different things. So this may be that it's not specifically directed to you, but it's direction that we've received that we need to make sure we pass on to everybody. So check your news feeds, check your messages. If you have somebody at the convention that cannot fill a shift or they don't show for something they're assigned for, the messages is great. You'll be able to communicate directly to the substitutes needed, and that will hit everybody's phone that's on during the convention so that we can quickly get it. And you would just put in, hey, need you to fill a shift. Just type in the message. We'll do that right now. It's not going to go anywhere, but so I have substitutes. I'm just going to say, hey, we need a shift filled on the arena level right now. Probably be a little nicer than that. That now hits everybody when I hit post, and friends will communicate right back directly to you. So make sure you have your phone on. We'll probably post a little bit more, but just again, brothers, this is directly at you, is please help the friends, be kind, obviously you will be, and also be transparent with those that are working underneath you and teach them as much as you can, even if you're learning as you go. There's nothing, how do you say it, nothing that needs to be kept from them. Share it with them, use them to help you assist in some of these things, because we need to train as many as we can moving forward to continue to help and assist at the convention. Let us know if you have any questions. We look forward to seeing you there, and we'll be talking again soon, I'm sure.